Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon,
good evening.
good morning, good evening. So we are back. Today is Thursday, 19th of August 2021. I hope you are okay. I hope this finds you well. And we have to work. And today we will talk about question 7 to question 10 of the Spirit's book. Last Thursday, we spoke about question 4 to question 6, and now we will just go to question 7 to question 11. Hey, Don, how are you? Leah, how are you? Yeah, my dear friend, today, nowadays, if you are healthy, if you have a job, we are blessed person, and I am a blessed person, I would have to say. But we need to support all the other people who sometimes are healthy but do not have a job, or they do have a job but they are not healthy. So let's support them, and I hope you are okay as well, Don. I hope you are not the heat in Chicago decrease a little bit, lower a little bit. So I hope so. And Leah, I hope you're okay in Sweden. So let's start our journey here. And as always, I have Neide with me. I will ask her. Her internet is working fine. It's no problem. Let her do the initial prayer.
Very good. So let's do it. If you can close your eyes, if not, you can leave them open. Just raise your thought to Jesus, and let's thank God, thanks the High Spirit, the mentors of the Spirit Society of Ireland, and our mentor, to be able to be here today together again, enjoying this moment, this blessed that the Spirit is brought to us. Let's study and share this knowledge. And we always say that we are here learning like everyone else, because together we can learn better than alone. Let God be with us. So be it. Amen.
Okay. So let's see where people are still joining us. So thank you, guys. As we said, we have people from the US, from Sweden, from Brazil, from Ireland, from Portugal. So good to have you all here with us today. Okay. Let me do something. Let me see here. Okay, let's go. So let's do a recap. Let's do this. From question 4 to question 6 last week, we discussed about we start to talk about the existence of God, how he's seen the characteristics of God, that he's immutable, he's unchangeable, the laws. So we describe a little bit. Okay, so we will still keep talking about it, but then we have a more deep analysis on it. And we can say on question 7, Kardec asked to the spirits, Could we find the first cause of the formation of things in the intrinsic properties of matter? And in order to answer that, we needed to understand that if the first thing of cause, it isn't the matter, we are ignoring the principle of things, which is the principle of how everything began. We are ignoring God because He is the first cause of everything. And this you may have, oh, but this is so confusing. It is. Why is confusing? Because we cannot understand. We don't have vocabulary. We don't have. It's not because we are not smart, because it's beyond our comprehension. Because let's say, if you say, let's play like kids, okay? Who created the flower? And then you say, oh, it's God. Who created God? What's the answer? Because if someone or something create God, the thing who creates God, it is God. Make sense? Because one of the attributes of God is the first cause of everything. So He appeared out of blue. Could be. I don't know. We don't have, again, we don't have knowledge enough to say, oh, he was created by this. No. So we need to, oh, but who created God? It is God. And who so is always this answer, you will not have an answer for that. That's what they are saying here. And let's see what's wisely Kardec put a side note. This is Kardec, one of the spirits. To attribute the first formation of things to the intrinsic properties of matter would be to mistake the effect for the cause, since such properties are themselves an effect that must have a prior cause. I hope it makes sense for you. I hope it makes sense. Huh? Do you have any question, Nate? Do you got the full picture?
Yes, I was like try to follow the with the image in my head, about this, and I don't know, it's a silly thing came to my mind. Remember in Brazil we used to ask that silly question: who came first, the chicken or the egg?
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, oh, the egg. Okay, but if the egg came first, from where came the egg? From the chicken. Oh, but the chicken came first. From where came the chicken?
Mm-hmm.
And we like that still going on and didn't get any in nowhere, right?
Yeah, I like it. I love your example. Who came first, the chicken or the egg? Simple. It's
Yeah,
simple.
I was laughing because I was thinking about this when we were kids. We used to joke with this, and for me, it's like that. That you say like who create the things? God. And who create God? The things. But if like, doesn't make any sense, no? And it's exactly like that. And it's like they say here, because this answer is very like, even if you could, what in turn would be the cause of those properties, like, and like that, there must always be the first cause. So you always be the first cause. So if you get to the end, we're still looking for, it's like infinite, and we don't have the comprehension. We still don't have the comprehension to follow the ideas or to get how it's work. And this is a thing that is makes sense for me, because I understand that they gave us a picture of something, but till the limit where we can comprehend. And from that beyond, they say, okay, now you have to wait, because no, you not have the discernment yet to understand from here. So wait, like calm down, because you're not ready yet to get there. It's like try to teach a kid something that is, just adult comprehend. The kid will be like, huh?
Yeah, it's like when you let me
Didn't
close
get
this.
it.
Looks like the sun is shining here, and perhaps you're not seeing me correctly. Okay, I think it's better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's disappointing, to be honest, because we don't have a proper answer. Again, I already gave this example here, and let's go through this again. For some time, Chico Xavier, he was asking Emmanuel, because he wants to understand, to see. I don't know if it was God or Mary, Virgin, something higher sphere. Okay. And always Emmanuel said, "Oh, you're not ready yet." He was not ready. So if he was not ready, can you imagine ourselves? Okay. So he was not ready. And said, "Oh, you're not ready. Oh, but I want to understand. I want to see. I want to do, blah, 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 blah." And a certain day, after some years, he was asking again. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And he took his Chico spirit, and it's kind of leaving the earth and going to the higher spheres, like a zoom out. Okay. He saw his house, he saw his neighborhood, he saw his city, he saw his state, then the country, then the America, then the Earth, then the planets, then the galaxy, then the Milky Way, then this, and he's keeping going, until a certain time he said, "Hey, I want to go back home." Chico said to Emmanuel, "I want to come back home because I'm tired." And he returned home. And Chico asked Emmanuel, how far we are to see, let's use our example here, God. And he said, we were not even closer to it. So you are saying we need to believe. I'm not saying you need to believe, because that is not such a dogma. You need to comprehend this and use your rational faith in order to understand it. There is no straightforward answer to that, unfortunately. Or let me change the verbiage here. There is a straightforward answer to that. What we don't have is knowledge to understand this answer. Okay? Because we were created with a God as our image. I know Jesus said, "You are like God." I know. But they took this very, very strict, because they create a God with beer, big muscles, like let's go to the Greek time. No, like they have all the, but unfortunately, we don't know, like if he's a man or if he's a woman or if he is black, or if he is white. As we said, previous life, in that movie, Almighty God, Morgan Freeman character was God. In the movie The Shack, God showed to the principal character as a woman. Then, in the middle of the movie, he changed to an American Indian. Got my point? So, we cannot even say if God is he or she. But, doesn't matter how evolved a civilization are. Doesn't matter how evolved. Some are less evolved, some are more evolved. We always have the feeling that there is something above us. We are not saying here we are better than the others, but we are saying, for example, in this Western, in our civilization here, we do believe in God. If we get like a tribe of Indians in the middle of the Amazon, they did not have any contact with the humans in that tribe. They do contemplate God. His God could be the nature, could be a piece of wood, could be something. Okay? So, could be anything, but they do contemplate something. They do have the notion, okay, there is something above me. I don't know what it is. Could be the thunder, could be the storm, could be the sun. See?
Yeah, exactly. I think this
No?
is something that I like a bit about the this because for them, for these people that they are not a modern civilization, let's say, for them God is everywhere. You know, God is on the rain, God is on the sun, God is on the nature, God is on the water. For them, it's like they have gods everywhere. You know, but in the end, it's just one God, and so they have this feeling, you know,
Yeah.
for God,
Yeah.
and this is something that is nice because exactly they don't have this image of God like us, because I think this is the thing that we always do. We try to fit God in our model, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then
Mm-hmm.
we take God, it transform God ours image
With
instead of
our
the
problems,
opposite.
we humanize God
Exactly.
because he has the same imperfection as we have. That's the problem. But if you don't want to accept, you don't want to go to this tribe example, fine, great. Go to Western civilization. Go to Chinese, Japanese, Indian civilization. They do contemplate something. They do contemplate something. Especially in India, they contemplate many things, many gods. They have many gods.
I
I,
think they
I
have more
I'm
than
not.
300 gods.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go to this route because I am completely not ready to talk about this. Everything I will say, I just know they do have many gods, and some have just one. It's parts, like it's different things. Okay, but what I want to tell you is doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what you do believe. They do believe in something. They do believe in something. And this is what we are saying here. Okay? And they believe for a reason. And this is the reason I want you to use here. This is the reason I want you to respect, to find the things. Because I don't want to anticipate. Let me see. I don't want to say something before the time, because let's go here. Question 8. What about the opinion of those who ascribe the initial formation of all things to an accidental combination of matter? In other words, to chance. This is the Big Bang. Okay? Let's go to the Big Bang. Or the Higgins, boson Higgins, something like this is the name they call the particle, the principle. Great. I do not have a problem that this boson Higgins was the first particle that create the explosion and create all the stars. Perfect. But God is the one who created this boson, Higgins boson. You know what I mean? You know, did you understand how crazy and at the same time how it's lovely to talk about it? Because the Higgins, I think, let me Google here. Neide, find is boson. Find the correct name, please. Google it, please.
Boson?
Let me get here. Boson article. Yeah, Higgins boson. The Higgs boson. Not Higgins. Higgs boson. The Higgs boson, which is the minor particle scientists could find so far. They exist. Yes, happy days. They form, they explode, they form the stars, the universe. Perfect. No problem at all. But who creates that Higgs boson? Was God. That's it. Simple like that, but complex like that. See, I am crazy here. Are you guys following? Everybody's very quiet. Nobody's writing anything. So I just hope you are following my thoughts here, guys. And let's keep going here.
I was trying to remember.
Where may we see in the first cause intelligence, which is absolute and superior to all others intelligence? Let's get this example again. Let's use Neide's example. Who came first, the chicken or the egg? If it was the chicken, great. Do you think that the chicken just was created out of blue? Someone spent time in order to create the particles, to create a chicken with the chicken characteristics, with the flower characteristics, with our organs, everything is correct. With the planets, like if the Earth is like 2 degrees more inclinated, life would not be possible here. If the distance from the Earth to the Sun is about 10 kilometers more or less, I'm just saying, but if the distance is a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, life would not be possible here. So everything was really, really studied, designed And a wise person. Thank you, Don. You say keep going. As long as you don't send the police here to arrest me here, it's fine. I keep going. So when we think the perfection of a human body, when you think a perfection of the nature, when you think of the perfection of the stars, the universe, and everything, you end up, I think so. Tell me if you don't reach that, but I assume you end up that something intelligent must be behind it. Okay? Neide, help me here.
No, yes, it's everything is perfect in our world, like you said, from the human body, from the nature, from the galaxy, from everything, and the world, the planets, how they work, how they have the sun, the night, the days and nights, the sun, the moon, the water, that and everything work in harmony, to make the life grows, to give us everything that we need. And it's a job of God. Like there is has to be intelligence behind all this stuff, right? Because like they say here, there is no way that this will happen by chance. The same way that we know the spirit say to us that there is no by chance in our life. Everything has a consequence. Like every action have a reaction. It's the same. The world is working in a harmony, and every action there is a reaction. Everything has a purpose in life. Like everything in our planet has a purpose to be, even for the small insect to the most big animal. There is a purpose to be here, and it's like everything works in harmony. And if something's not working with harmony, it's not God's fault. I can tell you, it's our fault, because the nature is perfect.
Then what happened when things are not in harmony, is not balanced? We see wildfires, we see tornadoes, we see floods, we see earthquakes, we see COVID spreading out, we see a lot of things. It's the same thing as part of our topic yesterday in the Spiritual Light Show. We are composed by three parts: physical body, perispirit, and spirit. Okay? One of these three things are not balanced, we get sick. Doesn't matter if this is a physical problem or a spiritual problem, but it means these three parts are not in harmony. And this is what happened with the earth. Something is not in harmony. Okay? Could be pollution, could be man removing the forests, could be a lot of things. But something is not right. And by divine law, everything seeks the balance. So the nature seeks the balance. The spirits who look after the nature, we will see a little bit further that we do have spirits responsible for the nature events. So these spirits, they look for the balance. Okay? Like, for example, when you eat a food with a lot of salt, you want to drink water. Why? Because the salt, they hydrate you, and your body tells you, hey, drink water because I'm running out of water. Like this. When you have diabetes, is your body saying to you, hey, I do have a lot of sugar here and I cannot process it, then the consequence is the diabetes. So it's just the body looking to balance. And the mind behind this, who thought about it, who designed it, is what we want to talk about, but unfortunately, we do not have vocabulary to say it is this. Okay, so let's see what more Kardec says here. And this is Kardec's words, not the Spirit's. The first cause must be an intelligence superior to mankind. Whatever may be the prodigies accomplished by human intelligence, such intelligence itself must have a cause. And the greater its accomplishments, the greater the first cause must be. Another example here. When we go to a museum, for example, who loves arts, they see a portrait, a paint that Picasso painted. Okay? Even though for those people who is expert in this subject, even though you don't know the name of that paint, by the way it was painted, you look to the picture and you say, oh, this is Picasso. When you read a book of your favorite writer, you know how this writer writes. You know the verbiage he used. You know the sarcasm. You know the adjectives. You know how to explore this topic. You know. So when you read this, you say, oh, this is this writer. This is Shakespeare, for example. You don't know if you're reading you are talking about Hamlet or any other. When you read the structure, you say, this is Shakespeare. So when you see the flowers, when you see the perfection of the system, the human body, when you see everything flows correctly, everything is tied up, everything it is where it should be, we can say this is God. Without putting in your mind if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a nature, without it. This is God. That's the analogy Kardec wants us to understand. This is the message given by Kardec. Unfortunately, we are not answered the question, whom is God? But we have an answer for what is God, the first cause of everything. Okay? Okay?
That's true. That's perfect. I remember a few months ago, I think it was last year, to be true, I started to watch that Netflix series with Morgan Freeman about the name of God. The name of the documentary is the name is God, a journey to God, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. It's wonderful to watch, guys. You must see.
Yeah, and the thing that is really nice that he visits he go to visit some religions and some doctrines or some philosophies that has different gods. He has the Catholic God. He go to the Buddhism. He go to India to see the gods that, like, he do a little bit of everything. He travel for many places because, and it is nice because he don't show like in a religion more. It's a not a religion perspective, to be true. He do a lot more kind of investigation, and it's nice to see the different cultures, the different gods, and in the end, for me, it's like everything is connected. For more, that is a different names. They use different names. They use different ways to worship and rituals or whatever. But it's nice to get to know this kind of religions and then see how they see God. The way that they see God that is different from the way that we see. Because for us here, we are used to God in a certain way, and we have this box that we put God there, and it's like that for us. And look to the other and see how they look, how they see, the perspective of God that they have is kind of open a little bit our view, and you can see that is, wow, interesting how these people have the faith or they have the religion, and I don't know, at least I think it's helping us to see, especially for us that we believe in a different way, of life and God and the incarnation and all this stuff. It's very, very interesting to see and to catch small things and link them on the end, that you see that we are together on this world and we are looking for the same purpose in life. That is grow, evolve, through faith in religion.
Everyone with your
It's
own
fascinating.
truth. Everyone with
Exactly.
your own truth is looking for the same thing.
Exactly, Stevan. Thank you. You said exactly. Yeah. I couldn't find the words exactly, but it's exactly like that. We are all looking, for the same end, for the same object in life, and this is beautiful. It's beautiful to see this and to be able to understand that. And I highly recommend if you are curious and
Yeah, the name
you have a
is
spare
this.
time.
The name is The Story of God with Morgan Freeman.
Yes, exactly. And it's really, really
No,
nice. I highly
so
recommend.
we're not saying here this is wrong, this is right. No,
No,
we are not saying this. We are just saying that you know the creation by its creator. So far, so good. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. let me take a.
yeah, it's funny to talk about God because I think for me, for a long time already, I have to try to read from my mind this image of God as a human, and try to put something like a general thing, like God is everywhere. God is on the nature, on the air, on the water, is this energy that is around us all the time, you know. And this is like a symphony, make everything work on the right place. And this is sometimes is difficult. Even we have all this knowledge, and even we study out everything, but sometimes we still think about God as a old man that's sitting there and point at me and say, "You are doing this wrong."
Yeah.
Judge me, and then send me to the corner. And this is something that is automatically in our mind, according with our background, according with the religion that we grow up, and all this stuff that we see. So it's something basically that is there, It's automatic, but we start. I think it's for me. It's the exercise that we have to do to try to deshumanize. I don't know if this word, God, the way that we see.
Well, I'd say remove, take out all the imperfections we have, and you are putting this to him.
Exactly. Exactly. So I try to not see God, not humanize God anymore.
Yeah. What Don said here. Man
Really nice
created
though.
God in his image. I used to be very confused by the image of God in the Old Testament. It is because, again, Don, we have a question from Leah. I think couple lives before, in which she's having some troubles in order to understand the Old Testament, and because we needed to understand when we will analyze an old book, even though when we will analyze the gospel according to spiritism, the spirit's book, all these books written by Kardec, we need to go to the events, the experiences the writer was living at that time, you know at that time. And the Old Testament, they didn't have the amazing vocabulary all the languages have now. They use different different words or examples in order to mean something. Okay. At the same time, we were talking about uh, 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 a, 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 a civilization uh, 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 who are living in a constant, uh, uh, not deterioration, but we have rich, we have the poor, they are clashing all the time. They think the kings, that all this image was someone very high, someone who has money, all these symbologies that today when we read, we say, oh, that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for us. But when you read that and you apply the characteristics of that time, you will see that it makes sense. I'm not saying by myself. I'm using here the words from the person who I consider an expert in this topic. Is a Brazilian called Severino Celestino. He is a theologist. He was leading the theology studies I think he's in Pernambuco or Ceará, no, Paraíba University, and he was giving his lessons to Protestants, to Spiritists, to Catholics, to a lot of people, and he was there. So I'm using his words. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak in English. He speaks Hebrew, but he doesn't speak in English. So we cannot bring him to give you an explanation, because a live from him, it's kind of hours. I'm listening here him for hours without change it. Okay, so but this is what we needed to see. This is what we need to contextualize here. There is let me see. Don't think. I'm reading New Testament for the first time. I find knowing Spiritism very helpful to understand it. It is, my friend. I'm so glad you are reading the New Testament. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. And when you apply what you learn in the Spiritism, things get more, things make, starts to make sense. Things say, oh yeah, maybe this, maybe that. So things starts to make sense. You know, and again, I said I promised to Leah. We will have a live talking about the Old Testament. I am not ready yet to go through it. I still need more information from Severino, understand a little bit better, and I promise as soon as I have it, I will give this live. I promise. This is my promise to you guys. We will talk about it, but I'm not ready yet. I do not have this background, and I don't want to risk myself and go deep and deep. But I can say to you that is a Lebanese writer, Gibran Khalil, and he says every 100 years the Jesus created by the humans meet the real Jesus in the top of the mountain, and they start to discuss, and they end up this meeting without an agreement. Let me get the right quotation how it is, because it's amazing. Gibran Khalil.
While you look for, I'll say to Don, because realize, Don, that you are reading the New Testament. I confess that I cannot read yet. Even the new one for me is too complicated. I'm studying through the Gospel according to Spiritism, the New Testament to be true, and the Old Testament I can't. I try read something, but it is really difficult for me to understand. I think I don't have yet the maturity or the intellectual maturity to get to really understand what I'm reading there. I'm still very confused about all the preconception that I have in my mind, and all this figure that we have. I still too attached to this, and I cannot comprehend yet. I just can see when I see some lives or some studies from Severino, or from, for example, another one that you have in Brazil that's really good about the studies is Haroldo Dutra, so the things that I have see and they have reflect, could understand, is something that I have here from these guys, because they explain much better, and then I can see clearly the things. Because if I try to do by myself, it's like a disaster. I just take that literally, and it's like, no way that can happen, no way that can be true, something like that. And then I say, okay, no, I just don't have the maturity yet to understand this by myself. So sometimes it's really good you take these studies, with someone that is a specialist, like the theologists, people that they can explain better. And I think this makes us see more clear the things, But doing by yourself is quite hard, because you can really easy misunderstand what is written there.
And I found it here. So Gibran Khalil is in the book Sand and Phone. He says, once every 100 years, Jesus of Nazareth meets Jesus of the Christian in a garden among the hills of Lebanon. And they talk long. And each time Jesus of Nazareth goes away, saying to Jesus of the Christians, "My friend, I fear we shall never, never agree." This is wonderful. This is wonderful. And also, there is another quote from him. I love this quote. He's saying, Jesus was not sent to teach the people to build magnificent churches and temples amidst the cold, wretched huts and dismal hovels. He came to make the human heart a temple, and the soul an altar, and the mind a priest. Again, my friends, this is amazing. This we go to. Many people say, "Oh, Einstein was atheist." No, he was not atheist. He believes in God, but not the God we have in our mind. Perhaps he understood this concept here. You know, let me see what Don's saying here. Yes, it helps to read with a beginner's mind. I read about the story first. I have several good study Bible, which helps explain situations. Perfect, Don. It's wonderful. Okay, I think it's. Let me see. I think that's it for today, my dear friend.
Yeah, was quite
Yeah,
quick.
and question
Me too.
10, they ask, can man comprehend God's intrinsic nature? No, that is an aptitude that he lacks. So again, unfortunately, we don't have an answer. But you can say, "Oh, Spiritism does explain who's God, so I don't care about Spiritism. I don't like Spiritism." Great. We don't want you understanding about God. We want you to become a better person. By becoming a better person, by having a good habits, by taking care of your neighbor, by taking care of yourself, by taking care of everyone who's surrounding you, you will understand, you will comprehend God.
Yeah, I think on the end of the day, on the end of the stories, it's like doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. You know,
Yeah.
the most important is your acting, is your actions. What are you doing? What you're doing for the others? How you deal with it, your neighbors? Do you respect the people? You know, all this stuff. If you have good intention, if you have good heart, and you do your best in life, is consequence. You know, doesn't matter if you believe in God or not, but probably you believe in something. You believe in the power of love. You know, you believe in
Yeah,
nature.
even though you don't believe, you start to believe in yourself. You start to believe that you could change something. You could change by love something, and for sure, at certain point of time, you will understand it. Okie dokie. I
Very well.
think that's it for us today. We have spoke a lot, and I'm pretty sure your mind needs to think about it. Do some refresh, read again questions. I would say now from question 1 up to question 10 of the Spirit's book. Read it. And if you have any questions, please ask to us next Thursday. Okay? I want to say thank you to Guilherme, Don, Leah, and what more here? For those who wrote here to us today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. And I hope uh, you follow today's discussion. Let me do the final prayer. And I want to Again, ask to Jesus stay with us, look after the entire humankind, helping everyone according to their needs, according to their merits, according to their beliefs. Support them. May the love fill them up ourselves, fill us. May the good spirits inspire us. May the good spirits look after our brothers and sisters who are sick. Thank you, Kardec Radio, for the opportunity. Thank you for the Irish Protector Spirits for the opportunity to be here. May we have a blessed day, a blessed rest of the week. So be it. Amen. Okay. Thank you very much. Neide, thank you.
Thank you.
all.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll see you next week. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.